Hi everyone, Joe here. I want to talk to you a little bit about coming from an open heart and an open mind. My daughter and I were talking this morning, and it just seems like things that we say aren't always perceived in the way that we mean them, and how something that we say might not have any meaning other than commonplace in our minds, but in someone else who is the listener, it might strike a chord that is something less than just commonplace and might hit a chord that might mean something that was less than pleasant in their life. And so it is perceived in a totally different way than it was meant to be said or that it was meant to be heard. So we always need to come from an open heart and an open mind and think about the other person or the receptor of our message and that it is taken in the correct way. And may not always be easy, but to put yourself into other people's shoes for that moment and try not to say anything that might be taken in a different way. Sometimes our sense of humor is totally unique, and what we think is really funny may not be accepted as being funny from the ears of the listener. So just be careful with what you say. And the other thing is coming from a compassionate place. And I know from my personal life, some of the things that have happened in my life and where I've grown the most is when something awful happened to me and also made me more compassionate. And one of the things I would just like to illustrate was that my daughter was raped when she was 15. And because I raised my kids to believe that they were always at choice, she chose not to be a victim. She chose to just let it go and to not let this absolutely ruin her life. And then she realized and now she's 50, but she realized just a few months ago there was some young girl in her church that really was contemplating suicide because she was raped and felt she was unclean and not deserving of a good life. And she was able to counsel that young girl because she knew exactly what she was feeling and what exactly to say to her. And I think virtually saved her life. Coming from that compassionate place, having had that experience when she was a young girl, and able to relate to her and show her that her life wasn't over, that she wasn't unclean and not worthy of a good life. So hopefully we can come from a compassionate place as a result of the things that have happened in our lives. And yes, they may not always have been wonderful and something that we want to go back and think about. But I would venture to say that it has made us more compassionate and more loving, and coming from an open heart and an open mind, and able to transcend that to other people. So value the things that have come in that way, the lessons that have occurred to you in your lifetime, and be able to share those on a different level, a whole different level, with someone else as a place of compassion, as a place from an open heart and an open mind. I send you many, many blessings this day that you can do that and you can help someone else in their lifetime. Take good care. Have a excellent, excellent day, and God bless.